Basically, how to find the percentages and everything of your fiber and protein content of making your own feed, and I have provided crude analysis percentages of the ingredients that I use in my rabbit feed, and then I have my parts and everything. So this system is super easy, very simple system. So basically you will have your source. So I have barley, oats, alfalfa, winter peas, black oil, sunflower seeds, and wheat. And then I write down the fiber contents of each one of them. So you will have to do your research like I have, reading labels or Google searching. Whatever system you use, you'll want to make sure that you do them all the same or your percentages will be thrown off. So barley has about 5% fiber, and oats has 12%, alfalfa has 32%, winter peas has like 5%, black oil sunflower seeds has 30%, and wheat has 3.2% of your fiber. And then barley has 12.3% protein, oats has 14%, alfalfa has 22%, winter peas has 23%, black oil sunflower seeds have 26%, wheat has 12%. Anyway, so you find the percentages of each ingredient that you use, and then how many parts you're going to do. But we're doing this by a 100-pound basis. So basically, you take the percentages that you have, and then you divide it by 100 because you're doing 100 pounds. So you've divided your percentage basically into how many pounds of this, how many pounds of the fiber and the protein is going to be into your feed. Okay, so you'll want to do that. You'll want to divide them by 100. So basically, simple math to do that is just move the decimal 2 places. So like 5% would be 0.05. Anyway, so then you're going to take your ingredients and you're going to lay them out into however many parts, how many pounds you're going to do of each. So like barley, I do 20 pounds of barley, 20 pounds of oats, 20 pounds of alfalfa, 10 pounds of winter peas, 20 pounds of black oil sunflower seeds, and 10 pounds of wheat. Then you're going to want to take each one of these numbers here, the already divided numbers, and you will add them. So I have a calculator here. Let me get it out here. Okay, so I have my calculator. So we will multiply this number here by 20 because we're doing 20 pounds of barley. So 0.05 multiplied by 20 is 1. Okay, so then we're going to add the answers together. So I'm just gonna write it here. So that is 1. Okay, so then oats Okay, and then you will do the same thing with your protein. So alright, okay, so now we're going to take these numbers and add them together. We just add them together now. So I'm going to start with the fiber. So our fiber content here is 16.6. Wait, what? Okay, my brain is clearly not working. That is the fiber content of the feed that I use, and I know that is kind of low, but you do have to take into consideration that I also am grass feeding my rabbits, so they are getting a wide variety of different herbs and grasses every day, which is usually raises the fiber content way up there. And I've read that your minimum is 16%. As long as you have above that with whatever you use to supplement your feed, you're good. 16% is also good with your protein. I prefer to go a little bit higher on the protein. It's a lot easier to get high fiber content than it is to get protein content, so I just like it. I think mine's like 18%. We'll go ahead and find that out right now, okay? So what I got for this is 19.62. Now, using this system, like with my ingredients, I very easily could have just divided my percentages by 10, because I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients here, but because I'm doing 20 parts, 20 parts, 20 parts, 10 parts, 20 parts, 10 parts. So when I add this number together, it equals 100. 20 plus 20 is 40, plus another 20 is 60, 70, 90, 100, right? So all I have to do is take the zeros off, and then it's just 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, right? So I really could have very easily, with this system, just not divided by 100 and divided by 10. But if you wanted to do something much more detailed, you very easily could break it down just as much as to like 1 pound of pumpkin seeds, or if you wanted to add chia seeds or something and still find your percentage, this system can break it down all the way, to 100 parts. So I just wanted to show that system. Super simple. And this is my rabbit feed. I really like this feed right now. I've only been doing it for like 3 or 4, maybe 5 months, and I just love the results. Like when I bring new rabbits in, transition is so much easier. I never would have thought. I had went through very many feeds, trying to find what worked best, and we fed a feed that was like $23 a bag. We're buying like 15 bags of this a month. So that added up pretty quick. It was like $375 a month. We're just doing so much better now. I just love this method, and I'm still experimenting with it. Every once in a while I still alter things. Like I've went back and forth with how much winter peas to use, because it is fairly high in protein, which I think I went with the minimum amount of protein that they contain. I'm pretty sure they contain anywhere from like 20% to 30%, so they probably have a higher protein content, but I just kind of went with the minimum there. But yeah, so you can alter it however you want to, whatever fits your rabbit's needs, and then because I don't like grind it up into a powder, I just mix it, and the rabbits can pick through what they need. But like I said, I'm still experimenting with this. I'm not 100% sure this is the best mix or whatever, but this is what I am doing, and I like the results that I'm getting. And then I really like this because if it really came down to a dire situation, we could grow it ourselves and feed what we grow. So I really encourage you to try to make your own feeds, really get out there, because I was so scared to do it myself, and then after I did it, I was just amazed. I haven't grown very many kits on it, as like I only started it a couple months ago, and my rabbits were on break because it's hot, it's summer, bucks are going sterile, you know. I advise free choice minerals. Try to give them a variety, really, is what I think, because I had horse minerals I was giving them, and it was really high in calcium compared to the needs of the rabbit, and also they was getting really white urine, and that wasn't looking so great. But also Himalayan pink salt, I think, would be something great to give them free choice. Try to do background checks and stuff of what you're giving them, what rabbits need in their daily diet. Just try to do your research, and if you just pay attention to what percentages, what the rabbit needs, you'll do great. And also, don't try to be too stuck on just one thing. Try to fluctuate, because just like anything else, variety is amazing, you know. Give your rabbits some treats from your garden, and let the rabbits eat grasses. Like, I move mine around on tractors, and I know people say that's super parasite prone, but I give de-earth to my rabbits occasionally, which really keeps the parasites low. And you know what? I've found I have purchased rabbits with a lifestyle of living in raised cages, very strict diets and everything, and I have found tapeworms. So I'm just saying, people, parasites are everywhere. You're going to get them one way or another. Just learn how to deal with them. You know, I use de-earth, and I feel like that works really well. I also use wormwood, and I use oregano. I give all kinds of different herbs to my rabbits all the time. So just, you know, be brave. Give your rabbits things. I know a lot of people are like kind of against treats, but more variety provides more options for your rabbits to gain nutrients. Like rose hips are really high in vitamin C. Black oil sunflower seeds are really high in vitamin E. Molasses is high in vitamin B, and so is calf manna. But I prefer molasses to get my vitamin B sources, just because, I don't know, I feel like it's a more natural source, because, I mean, calf manna is basically vitamin B and corn, you know, so why not molasses? Then, you know, nutritional yeast has a lot of different vitamin B's and stuff, and we buy different yeasts and mineral supplements and stuff like that. If you run into bloat, I would advise you giving plantain, lemon balm, and peppermint really are the three best that I believe for bloat. Dandelion, leaf, root, flower, any of it, all of it really, for helping with bloat, helping your rabbits transit into eating greens, or even this new feed method. It is amazing, and I love it. So I seriously advise using those if you see your rabbits start to bloat, any wet stool, or maybe even not having any stool. You don't want GI stasis, because it will kill your rabbits if you do not catch it in time. But those are the herbs that I recommend you give even if you don't have the problems, especially the plantain, because plantain is pretty much an herb that you can start your rabbits out on, and they can't bloat themselves on it. One thing I really like about this feeding method here is because the rabbits can pick out what they need, and if they don't need like as much of one of the ingredients of it, they can pick out what they need. And then, unlike most feeds, whatever is wasted can just be spread out onto the ground, and then it'll grow back and it won't be such a waste. For example, somebody had spilled their bowl one day, and this was a fairly big waste, but now we have sunflowers and oats and barley growing in the ground here, and some peas. So, replenishing the ground, and what could be a complete waste isn't entirely, because now the grass has this mixed in everywhere, little bits and pieces here and there. Like I have some peas sprouting here. This is a lot here actually, but this was not accumulated from just one day, and I'm still learning how to distribute it without there being quite as much waste, which is a goal that I think most of us farmers do, is to just work towards a waste-free feeding. I haven't made it there yet, but I'm getting there slowly. And what they do waste, I just take it and I spread it, or sometimes I'll just leave it in their bowls and they'll eat it the next day. But sometimes it gets wet and I don't want it to get moldy, so it'll go into the ground and sprout, and then it's even more nutritious that way. So yeah.